to honor Stanton Freidman, our spiritual. Plaque to him. It says, "Thank you, Stanton T. Freidman, for your dedicated time and service, your loyalty, friendship, and generosity. You will be remembered as one of the greats." This is for you. And we also, Murphy, you need this watch, and figure out how to set it. So you're a nuclear physicist, so we can get I'll give you the whole thing. Incident, and we are just truly going to miss him, but wish him well, and yeah, he's going to party from now on. His wife is going to be in charge from now on. We thank you so very much for all your dedication to our museum all these many years. Thank you so much.
I spent a lot of time in Roswell. I've enjoyed being here. It's a lot warmer than Fredericton in the wintertime. It's been gratifying to me to see the way the town has grown, to see the tone of the coverage of the subject. It's not a subject for ridicule and tin hats and so forth. It's taken seriously. I appreciate that. I've always been intrigued by this story. And the many people, most of whom are no longer with us, who were involved in this story, who had guts enough to speak up, speak out, to help out. I don't know how many of you knew Walter Hout, but a number one kind of guy. And so it truly is satisfying. Driving up Main Street yesterday, being driven okay. And to see the town looks prosperous, it seems so appropriate. The government tried to screw this town by closing the base. I mean, you got a 13,000-foot runway, which is almost unique, and they close the base and move it, of all places, to Texas. I mean, the fact that Lyndon Johnson was from Texas didn't have anything to do with it. But threw a lot of people out of work. The town had done nothing wrong. And so somehow it seems fitting. Now people are beating a path to Roswell, if you will. You can see, I don't know what the attendance will be at this festival by the time it's over, but 12,000, 15,000, something like that. And I'm so glad. And to see that there's a permanent place like this with factual information that draws people from all over the world. And, you know, every once in a while I find somebody who tells me nobody cares about flying saucers. Well, I must dispute that. And the home of, is there a word, flying saucerosity? It's right here in Roswell. And you've earned it by your greeting of the world, by your willingness to take things seriously, carefully, put on a great show at the festival. just like the tone of it. It pleases me. And so, you know, I'm not from Roswell, but I feel like I'm an honorary Roswellite, if there is such a word.
Roswellian.
There you go.
And so, I don't know what is planned here, but I do know that I owe a debt to this community. I owe a debt to the former military people who did speak out. I think of Walter and others. It took courage. It may not seem like it to people take it for granted. Oh yeah, Roswell, UFOs. But it wasn't like that back in the 70s. And so those people had guts. And I'm so glad that the tradition has been carried on, if you will. It's in good hands. Both my parents lived to be 90, maybe for my 90th birthday. I'll be 84 in a couple of weeks. I should come to Roswell and celebrate. I don't know if my wife would approve of that. She doesn't mind my doing radio interviews now, but stay home. I don't know if you know, I live in Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. 73 miles east of beautiful downtown Bolton, Maine, which is right on the border of Canada. And I'm a dual citizen of Canada and the United States. I got 2 passports. I can legally complain about both governments. That would a passport mean. So it's a long way from here, I'll say that. And it isn't easy to get here. I mean, there are no direct flights from Fredericton to Roswell. Maybe in the future. And people say, where's Fredericton? Yeah, I know. Fredericton to Toronto, I got here, then to Dallas, then to here. It's not an easy hop, skip, and a jump. And I suppose most of you, some of you must have come further than that. Because I know that there are people who come here from overseas and other places. I appreciate your coming here. As I say, the town deserves visitors, visitors from the tourists, if you will, and an opportunity to enlighten, to educate, entertain. Why not? Do it all. So thank you very much. Yes.
So my question is related to retirement, not UFOs, but what are you going to do after you retire?
Well, good question. I don't have a good answer for it. But I've been working for 60 years. That's long enough. I have, as baseball fans would say, I've lost the 2 steps on the way to second base. I know I'm not as sharp as I was. I'll give you an example of that. I went out and had my vest suit cleaned, picked it up at the cleaners, this is last week, and then I forgot to pack it. And I'm wearing something that I bought here in Roswell. I've got nothing against clothing stores here. There were 2 stores that didn't have any suits, as a matter of fact, or any jackets. It's a little more for a jacket here, you know. But that's not like me to do that. And so that's what I mean when I say I've lost 2 steps on the way to second base. I recognize I'll be 84. I've lost something in a way. And I notice that I don't feel uncomfortable lecturing, but it's the rest of the activities that say I've lost something. I mean, I give the lectures so many times, so many places, you know, that's easy to do. It's it's all wound up on the reels, but the larger picture, I find my memory isn't what it used to be, my thinking power isn't what it used to be. And so, I don't know what I'll do other than maybe do some pleasure traveling. And I've thought about trying to sort out, if we can find out from the testimony of witnesses all over the world, what it is the aliens have in mind. That might be easier to collect than trying to figure out what the government has in mind. So I think it would be an interesting project to do that.
What are your opinions about that right now?
About what?
What are your opinions on that right now?
Why the aliens are here?
Yes, in terms of motivation and the different...
Well, I once put together a list of 15 reasons for coming here. Maybe it was 20, I don't know. They're stealing goodies. The Earth is the densest planet in the solar system. I don't know how many of you knew that. I found a lot of people think a planet's a planet is a planet. Well, that's not true. Ours, the cubic foot of Earth, the planet Earth, weighs more than a cubic foot of any other planet in our solar system. I'm not saying in the universe, I'm saying in our solar system. You say, so what? Well, it means there are more heavy metals here. Things like uranium, osmium, rhenium, platinum, rhodium, gold. People. These things are rare in the universe. We know from studying the spectrum of stars. So maybe the aliens have come here and have been mining all the good stuff because it's easier to find here. There's certainly more of that stuff here, and there's air to breathe and water to drink. There isn't any of the other planets. So I think people, why did people come to the New World back in Columbus's day and thereafter? Well, there were a lot of reasons. One, they were looking for gold. Some people came to get slaves. Some people, tomatoes came out of the New World. A lot of places to grow all kinds of stuff. So they may be here to set up colonies. They may be here to quarantine us. They may be studying, graduate students doing their thesis work on the development of a primitive society. Can't you see in an alien classroom kids laughing about what those stupid earthlings are doing?
That's it for show and tell.
You won't believe what they're doing over there. Well, you know, if you try to stand back and look at us like a more advanced civilization would, one of the things that's changed, two things that have changed. One is, we used to think that, gee, there aren't many planets around, and we've got the top place. Water, air, wow. We thought, Frank Drayton said 8,000 planets when he first talked about listening for signals from aliens in the galaxy. The latest number is 1.6 planets per star. That means over 100 billion planets. And I'm not saying they're all occupied, but 100 billion is a long way from 8,000. And so you can imagine also, we used to think the world was only 6,000 years old. And now we know it's more than 4 billion. And we know there are places out there that are older than that. So they may have been coming here for a very long time. There may have been, and also, many students learn in school that the nearest planet to the Earth is, the nearest star to the sun is 4.3 light years away. So we're kind of isolated. But there are loads of places in our local galactic neighborhood where there's stars within half a light year of other stars. My favorite pair of stars, Zeta 1 and Zeta 2 Reticuli, the Betty and Barney Hill story, etc. They're an eighth of a light year apart, those two stars. They're 30 times closer to each other than we are to the next star over. So we're out in the boondocks. I don't mean Roswell, I mean... Some people would say, yeah, Roswell. But you get my point, that we haven't had an appreciation that there may be all kinds of commerce going on between other planets. There could have been colonization and migration, and catastrophes on a planet that force the inhabitants to find another place. All kinds of things that could lead to interactions. So I think we've been isolated. You know, we thought there was a time, remember old Copernicus had a problem trying to get people to understand that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. His book was banned for 300 years. That's pretty strong constrictions by the church. He said the sun was the middle of the universe, not the Earth. That wasn't right either. So what I'm saying is there have been some huge changes in our understanding of the way things are in the neighborhood. And when you try to talk now about 100 billion planets in our galaxy, as opposed to 8,000, that changes the picture drastically. It makes us not very important. But I hope by this time you realize that I think we're not very important except to us. But that in the larger scheme of things, there's other stuff going on. Yes?
Talking about colonization, what are your thoughts on our plans to colonize Mars? Any
On the what?
Colonize Mars, there's plans to colonize Mars soon, there are some people. Do you think we'll have any success there, or?
Colonies on Mars? Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Well, unless the Martians decide that they're No, I think there will be colonization. There will be migration. We got a solar system here. The basic planet is not a single planet. We have a solar system. It's part of a neighborhood, if you will. And so I think we're growing toward that. And I hope my great-grandson's generation thinks in those terms. We're one of many. And get away from the ego. We're the top of the heap, guys. I don't think so. Let's hope. If you're a religious person, can't God do better than us? Yes.
If the witness was going to accommodate us, say a word to us. And we didn't even have to play good cop, bad cop. But we always walked away thinking that we had taken the investigation to another level, because I think we always presented ourselves professionally in the sense that, just like the old Joe Friday, Jack Webb, just the facts, ma'am, that type of approach. Because we were never looking at as though we were interrogating a potential witness. We were just looking for the information.
And we weren't competing with each other either.
No. And there were times that certainly we were, we would disagree with one another, we would argue with one another, but we always walked away shaking hands. And, like when we were in Brazil together, and, for even the language barriers, and it's just always so great to have a familiar face that, you can always go to. You're talking about the pioneer. You're talking about the one person that, if not for this gentleman right here, this museum would not be here. Roswell would be, just part of the ash heap of unknown history. It would have, the balloon explanation would have, remained extant, and that would be it. And here we're talking, as I would like to believe most of you would accept, one of the greatest stories of all time. And the fact that Stanton Freidman led the charge. Granted, the witnesses, if not for them, but Stan was the one that got the ball rolling. He was the one that finally said, so our greatest loss will be that if we don't see here again, that we certainly intend to carry on. Good, and finish this, because you're the one who started it, and we will finish it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.